Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round 4 of 5 here for the Swiss at this SCG Legacy IQ hosted by Dredge Gaming. I'm your main commentator, Andrew Donnelly. With me, my co-commentator, Matt Dow. He occasionally pops in every now and then with some insightful comments about gyms and running, so you should stay tuned for that. Also, get prepared for our next feature match. We've got Justin Church playing Manaless, Dredge, and Craig Anderson on 4ColorDelver. Craig Anderson, a popular favorite here among the legacy players at Dredge Gaming. Great to see him back after his vacation and time away at work. He did some overseas work in Germany, I believe, and then took some time off to have a vacation with a friend in where was it? Where was the vacation? Portugal.
Lisbon with his sister.
Yep.
Yeah.
Says he told me, he said, I would like Germany. Over there, beers cost about €1, which is $1. Seems good, Germany. Seems like you know what's going on.
Indeed. So, sorry if we are seeing more Delver decks and more Dredge decks, but the field is pretty much Dredge decks, Delver decks, Death in Texas decks, and then that's pretty much it.
At a 27-person event for Legacy, there are 6
Death in Texas
decks.
A Maverick deck.
Yep.
And then a litany of Delver decks.
Yikes.
Although the person who's playing Tommy Tomzovic right now is playing some weird Charbelcher deck with like ill-gotten gains and cards that I'd never heard of.
Okay, well, we know what ill-gotten gains does, correct?
No.
You can sacrifice it, I believe, to return 3 cards from your graveyard to your hand.
So ill-gotten gains. I wonder if Craig would have wanted... I don't know who won the die roll here.
I believe
Justin did?
Justin did.
Alright, then...
So ill-gotten gains is 2 black, 2 colorless, sorcery, exile, ill-gotten gains. Each player discards his or her hand.
Enough about the deck that we're not watching. What is that card? Is that Phantasmagorium, which is the best start for the Manaless Dredge
That
player?
may be Phantasmagorium.
That's right, showing pretty good start for Craig, though.
Always a good start.
I mean, especially against the Manaless Dredge player.
Phantasmagorium, also a popular card with the Manaless Dredge players.
I think it's their best turn 1 discard.
Now, how much do you know about this deck? Because even though I played
Very
Mana
little.
Dredge, I almost know nothing about the way this deck is.
I know that this is the best card. That does not look like a Phantasmagorium. Kinda. Could be.
Yeah, it does, because you can see the like...
Yeah,
the
alright.
there.
So that's a Phantasmagorium.
So discard 3 cards, return Phantasmagoria from your graveyard to your hand, so it allows you to discard 3.
Discard 6. You discard 3, trigger on the stack, discard 3, and just discard your hand.
Sure.
Go from there.
When you cast Phantasmagorium, which we will never win.
That never going to happen. There's no mana in this deck.
Yep.
There's
a
Tarmogoyf.
Tarmogoyf.
So shields down. Phantasmagorium. Gonna allow Justin here to discard his whole hand.
This is interesting. I've seen this deck in a top 8 at a St. Louis Legacy Open.
Yeah, they usually get crushed.
And it got annihilated in top 8, but it was very interesting to see what the guy did. Like, I mean, the deck plays similar to Dredge, but not...
Thoughtseize, very good against this.
Oh, 100%.
Discard spells, very good, because they're just trying to, like...
So did he discard another Phantasmagoria?
Yeah, he did.
And a Golgari Thug.
Yeah.
So Phantasmagoria, Narcomoeba, Golgari Thug. Looks like we're going to go to draw step.
So he's going to dredge the Thug.
So you see, Bridge from Below, Gataxian Probe, Icrid was the dredge.
Cabal Therapy.
Oh boy. Tarmogoyf's big.
Yes, he is very large and in charge.
It's a brainstorm from Craig Anderson.
There's a Daze. Counterspells seem very bad in this matchup. I don't think this deck is going to ever actually cast a spell.
I don't believe so.
I don't think
it has to cast Dredge Return, correct?
Is that how it wins?
I believe so.
I thought it just won by beating down with Feather Shadow.
Oh.
There are 4 Dread Returns, yes. So that's the one spell they'll cast. This is such a bizarre deck.
It is. It is a very odd deck. Contains no land of any sort. He has 4 Nether Shadow?
Yeah.
Does he have 4 Icrid too?
Yep.
This is insane. Wow. So he's deep. He's like...
We're just going to sit back and let Justin Church do his thing, because I really don't understand too well how this deck works.
I mean, I'm excited. I want to see what it does.
He's going to tap cards into his graveyard to do things, and I
don't think he can tap.
So he Phantasmagorium.
So he Phantasmagorium again. This is his draw step now.
No, Craig's attacking. This is in combat.
This is in combat we're doing this?
Phantasmagorium goes back to his hand.
Okay.
He is going to Street Wraith, pay 2, cycle, draw a card, which will allow him now to Dredge Golgari Thug.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
We find an Icrid Cabal Therapy, another Golgari Thug?
No, it's a Street Wraith and a Gitaxian.
Oh, okay.
So Justin's at 13. Sure.
How big is that Goyf?
It's a 5/6. He has so far cycled a Street Wraith and taken 5.
Correct.
From Tarmogoyf. Craig is looking like he's going to exile a creature.
What do you take here? The Icrids?
I would wait for something like things that sound powerful to me. Bristlebrand.
Oh.
What does Shambling Shell do?
Shambling Shell is sacrifice Shambling Shell to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, and it dredges.
That doesn't seem very good. Flayer of the Hatebound sounds powerful.
That seems good.
Yeah, those are the cards that I would probably wait.
Chancellor of the Annex. Oh, baby. Now that's a card.
All right.
Do you know what Chancellor of the Annex does?
No. I have no clue what any of
Counters
these
every spell your opponent plays for their turn unless they pay an additional 1. It's also like a 5/6 with flying. There's a Narcomoeba.
So are we dredging?
There's Chancellor.
Are we dredging? Is that the alternate art Golgari Thug?
Yeah, this one right here. Yes.
Why does he have multiple arts of Golgari Thug in his deck where nobody understands what's going on in the first place?
You have to.
These cards never get played. It's impossible to tell what they are.
So on upkeep, he exiled Street Wraith to bring back an Icrid.
Yeah.
Dredged.
Got that much.
Got a Narcomoeba.
Got that much.
Milled Chancellor of the Annex.
Yep.
Is probably looking for Dread Return. The problem here is with Craig Anderson, he can just go ahead and eat the Chancellor, right?
Yeah, he could eat the Chancellor if it was live. He could also just daze the Dread Return.
Very true.
Because daze pretty good against the opponent who's trying to cast spells without actually casting, without any mana.
But here we'll see a Cabal Therapy. A Bridge from Below will give him a 2/2 zombie.
Yeah, and this is just going to rip apart Craig's hand.
If it resolves, I mean, even if it doesn't.
I mean, if it doesn't resolve, it gets exiled and he just casts another one.
This deck is fun to watch, but is very confusing. You don't like this? Why didn't you like this one?
Hate it.
You liked regular Dredge?
Yeah, regular Dredge is fine. That one actually makes some amount of sense.
Does this not make sense here?
This one is just playing a bunch of cards that nobody ever plays.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Except you're playing Grizzlebrand, apparently. Yeah. That's a card
that one I know
play.
what that one does. I know what Call to the Netherworld. What the heck? What
Call
does
to
that
the
do?
Netherworld?
You don't even know.
I don't know about that. I didn't play this version. Call to the Netherworld. Let's see what it does. So it is 1 black, a sorcery. Return target black creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It has a madness cost of 0. So if you discard this card, you may cast it for its madness cost instead of putting it into your graveyard. So Cabal Therapy going to resolve here.
Double Daze.
Double Daze. Is that Ponder? What's
it
the...
is Brainstorm, Double Daze, and a Misty Rainforest.
Okay.
So I wonder what Justin Church named. Hopefully for Craig, not Daze. But if he named Force of Will, then if he flashes it back, his spell's just going to get dazed, and Craig's going to have another daze anyways. He's going to have daze for days.
He's got dazes
for dazes.
For dazes. Maybe we'll see a daze undoing here if that Cabal Therapy comes back.
No.
What? That was a good one.
No, that was terrible. D-. D-. All right, Craig going to fetch up for a Volcanic Island. Repping that he is indeed playing 4 colors.
Mm-hmm.
These greedy Delver decks.
Gosh, I feel like...
Just Blood Moon them.
I was about to say, I feel like you just punish them.
Savage. Next 4-color mana base. Blood Moon ya.
Or Price to Progress and just destroy your life total.
Yeah. But you can play that type of deck in these small events. Nobody's going to Blood Moon you with Imperial Paint or anything like that.
That's true.
Alright, now
There's
I'm
a
going to read...
bridge.
Is that a bridge?
That is a bridge from below. That is the Modern Masters artwork.
God.
I had foils of those in my foil.
I bet you he has, like, the Modern Masters artwork, the normal artwork, then, like, if there's another artwork, he's probably got that, yeah.
An altered version.
They're probably all in Korean and stuff, too.
Is that how you picture every Manaless Dredge deck?
Yeah.
Just in languages that aren't English?
Yeah, you're just playing a deck where you're playing a bunch of kill conditions that nobody's ever heard of, and then they're all in Korean, so when you use them, nobody is, like, going to actually call the judge.
Craig's going to go ahead, use the Deathrite Shaman, eat the Icrid there. And I think, unfortunately, this Deathrite Shaman has a pretty commanding lead.
Yeah.
It's really going to make it hard for Justin to...
I think Justin is... He really just needs to hit some bridges.
He's got one so far.
Yeah, well, he needs some more.
And unfortunately, this
He needs moss bridges. But he gets a chump block for days.
Yeah.
Craig doesn't have a flyer, so...
Zombie token's going to come in.
Chump blocks for days.
The Narcomoeba has met its match.
Craig
in the form
looks
of
like he's going to brainstorm. I don't think I'm going to brainstorm. I'm going to pass it back. My hand seems pretty good. I got Dig Through Time, Daze, Misty. Alright. Phantasmagorium. Let's run it back, baby. Oh, Gristle Daddy in a hand.
Is he going to drop him in, though? That seems dangerous. I would drop probably multiple Dredgers in here. And it looks like he chooses Golgori Thug, Phantasmagorian, and a additional Golgori Thug.
God, it makes me so mad that he has alternate arts on that card.
It's the dual deck version.
I don't care what it is.
You can tell.
It barely.
So he's going to eat one of the Golgori Thugs to bring back an Icrid, which seems odd.
Now he's going to Dredge.
Yep.
There's a Dread return.
Oh, boy.
There's another Shadow.
Yep. And
there's a Narcomoeba. There's a
Stinkweed.
Old Stinky.
So this is interesting because he can get aggressive this turn. He can deal 7 damage to Craig.
He can.
And still have a chump block for the Termagoyf.
He can. He could also try to cast Dread Return and get it dazed for days.
Yeah, I wouldn't
do that.
He also has
Cabal Therapy flashback.
That's true.
To take care of the days and then Dread Return. Craig has picked up another... Oh, no, that's right. He didn't Cabal Therapy the first days.
He didn't.
Yeah, so he still has 2 dazes. But Craig is quickly falling behind on board.
Down to 11. He's going to sacrifice to Cabal Therapy. There will be a trigger on bridge from below.
There will.
Craig can respond to that.
I'm just going to daze.
No, I think Craig's going to try to brainstorm.
Nah, just daze.
Okay, so this is...
No, this is so wrong.
1,
no,
2, 3. He does find a
Force of Will, so he gets bailed out. But, like, if you don't... He's just going to Dread Return then if you're going to put both your dazes back. He knows you have 2 dazes. If you put both of them back, he's just going to, like...
Understand.
He's going to miss. Yeah. He's going to miss, but you have both dazes now on top of your deck. Then he Dread Returns and puts Gristlebrand into play. Okay, you lost.
Correct. Justin does, in fact, have Craig's hand written down after the first
he knows
Cabal.
that you have in hand. What do we brainstorm for? Like, if he's going to just daze now, which it looks like he is, what's the point of brainstorming? Yeah, wow. Right. You have to daze, but you had to daze to begin with.
Sure.
I don't know. That brainstorm feels very loose to me.
I mean, I like the fact that it gave him an Abrupt Decay, and that's about it.
He didn't even get it, though. It's on top of his deck.
I know. Oh, well, that's true. He can't fetch now.
He essentially brainstormed for nothing.
Yeah.
The only thing he got was a Force of Will that he's not
that he put in his hand, sure.
Yeah. He essentially changed Brainstorm out for Force of Will.
Why is he shuffling the Abrupt Decay away? He understands if he kills, like, one of his creatures, he removes the bridges, right?
Yeah, that probably does not realize that.
That seems real poor. Right?
Yeah, that is how the interaction works. I don't know if it's correct to do something like that.
Is that not the line here, where we just want to make sure our opponent doesn't have the bridges so he can't keep just bringing back Icrids and destroying us, or getting 2/2s that we can't respond to, really? Oh, Dig Through Time.
He gets to Dig Through Time here, so that
seems
might
okay.
be the reason why he decided to get rid of it. I don't know, like, what's the line here? How do you get out of this? You need a flyer is what you need, I think. I think you need a Delver.
So it's a 4, is what we're saying?
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Nether Shadow is just going to continuously always come back every upkeep.
Can it come back this upkeep?
I think so, isn't it? If there's another creature in the graveyard below it?
Oh, is it below it? I thought it was if it was above it.
Well, there's an Icarid and a Stinkweed above it.
But I think there had to be a certain amount. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Nether Shadow is in your graveyard with 3 or more creatures above it,
okay,
you can put it onto the battlefield.
Right.
So right now it's only got 2,
Yeah.
the Icarid and the Stinkweed.
Yeah, I think we just need a flyer, for sure. I think that's how we have to get out of this, and then leave Tarmogoyf on defense. There's another Daze. You're just not getting anywhere.
He found a Bolt. Bolt's not bad here.
Bolt's fine. But, like, does he want to trade his Deathrite Shaman? Which I guess is doing something.
I mean, it is. I don't think you want to trade the Deathrite. I'm just saying, bulk. If Justin isn't going to block, which obviously
these guys are
he's
also 2 and 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're 2 and 1. Yeah. Oh, I had the
Rio's double draw.
I had the ranking.
You're terrible.
I'm sorry. I think I asked you before the round started, and you just gave me some response that was like, bleh.
Yeah, that's typically how I sound.
Yeah, it is. So now Craig with a bunch of permission and
he's
a
got
deck
all
that
the
doesn't
permission.
care about permission.
I mean, they care, but he's just going to, like...
What do they care about?
Well, they care because all the dazes are just counter spells for all their spells.
That they're not paying mana for to begin with.
I mean, he has to cast some spells. He has to cast Cabal Therapy. He has to cast Dread Return.
Okay.
But, yeah, a lot of it is just, I'm just going to get a bunch of triggers.
Craig had better eat the... Okay, he ate the Icarid, which is either correct, because you can eat the Icarid, prevent the Nether Shadow from coming back, or you can eat the Nether Shadow and just get it out of the game. But now, Phantasmagorian, and this could probably be rough. Because there will be some creatures that go on top of... So...
Hey, it's 2 Dread Returns, too?
This is interesting.
I think he just keeps beating down with these zombies. Zombies.
This is upkeep. Here comes Nether Shadow. It's on his upkeep, so Nether Shadow doesn't have haste.
Yeah.
We're going to dredge with Stinkweed. It's a dredge for 3? Oh, it's dredge for 5? Oh, God, I forgot. My dear Lord, there's Elishnorn.
Indeed. That would be a decent one to dread return back. Gristlebrand also acceptable.
I don't think he put Gristlebrand in the yard yet. He
not,
might be worried about what he wants to do, but now he's kind of stuck in a situation. Look at this. So this would put Craig at 1. There's going to be a lightning bolt.
Gonna kill
Shoot a zombie.
So gonna take 7.
Isn't Nether Shadow is not a 2/2?
It's a 1/1.
It is a 1/1.
So Craig's gonna be at 5. He should be at... Maybe we have life totals wrong?
He's got 5 there. Oh, we may have missed a gain on Delver.
Yeah. And Deathrite Shaman.
Or Deathrite Shaman, I'm sorry.
Totally possible, man. Totally.
Do you think Justin tries to go for it here? I don't think so. I think you Cabal Therapy again with our Nether Shadow.
Yeah, I think you Cabal Therapy with the Nether Shadow as well. I don't think there's any reason for you to make a move right now. You have a pretty commanding lead, I think.
Because we have to keep playing around the fact that our opponent is essentially 2 up from whatever their life total is, right? Because every turn, Craig's just going to gain 2.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, the correct play from Justin here to Cabal Therapy. It's going to be a trigger. On bridge from below, he'll get a zombie. Has he only seen 1 bridge this entire time?
Yeah. If he had more bridges, this game was
brutal.
over a long time ago.
Cabal Therapy is going to be exiled. It will get dazed. And now Craig, with only Force and 1 other daze in hand.
I think he has 2 dazes.
Still?
Yeah. I think he has, like I said, he has daze for days.
Finds a Ponder.
But it's just like, you're not getting anywhere. If you attack, you die.
Yep.
Well, actually, if you attack, you don't die. You go to 1. Let's see what Craig might be looking for.
This is interesting.
I have no idea. Delver, I still think if Craig had a Delver this entire time instead of like a Tarmogoyf, he's probably in a little bit better situation because then Justin can't just chump block continuously.
I'm interested to get to the sideboard for Justin's deck. I want to know what's in there. There's got to be just cards that are.
Nah, there's not that spicy.
Is there really? There's not. God dang it! This is leaning over.
There's
Craig's sideboard is pretty much cookie cutter right here. There's nothing in there that really floats my boat either.
Yeah. A lot of people playing Surgical Extraction today, that's for sure.
It's weird. I wonder why.
I don't know. I don't think it's a good card. I don't even think it's fine here. Surgicaling Bridge from below is pretty good.
It is, yes.
I don't know if the Manaless Dredge player can win
if you surgical bridge
from below.
They're definitely going to have a hard time.
Yeah, Surgical Bridge from below, Surgical Dread Return. Kill you.
Yeah, yes. They
make you attack with 1/1 Nether Shadows.
Yeah.
And Narco Muse.
Hellish Norn. Oh boy. That'd be a beater if that thing came out, huh?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to see the light of day. But I think Craig is going to die anyways.
He's going to eat Nether Shadow. Go up to 7. Justin's going to dredge some stuff back.
He's going to
Phantasmagorium.
Put 3 idiots into his graveyard.
There's
One
Grizzlebee.
of them being Grizzle Daddy.
The old Grizzlebee.
He's going to dredge Old Stinky.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's another Phantasmagorium?
Yeah, I think so. Still no second bridge.
Yeah. And I don't know if he's got anything else to bring back now. No more Ichrids, no Nether Shadow.
No.
He has to go for it here if he wants to try and Dread Return something. Unfortunately, Craig's hand is nothing but permission.
So attack, puts you to 1.
Yep.
So Craig might be able to turn the corner here.
You think so?
No.
I don't know if... I mean, he goes up to 3. I don't think he's got the attack.
He goes up this Delver is fine, but he needs to, like... He needs to double chump next turn.
Yeah.
Or find a way to kill one of these zombies. Or, like, he needs to chump with the Deathrite. He needs to, like, block, activate... Unless he plays the Deathrite or the Delver, then he has to chump. But he still goes to back down to 1. So here's Delver.
So, I mean, is there a line here that allows him to attack with Goyf?
No. There is, yeah. But you double chump.
You have to chump then.
You double chump.
And gain.
And then gain a life and go back down to 1. But attacking with Goyf when your opponent's at 13 isn't really doing all that much.
Yeah, that's true.
If he could, like, dig through time and find, like, a couple of lightning bolts... Well, now we're talking.
Yeah, but he's only got Daze Force.
Daze Force.
Force of Daze. Upkeep. Golgori Grave Troll. Snap it off. Yep. Yeah! Now we're doing it. I'm not sure what that one card just was.
I don't know. Is it Shambling Shell?
No, Shambling Shell's green-black.
Craig doesn't know either. He's going to show it to him. What do you think that one is?
Flare
of the Hatebound?
No, Flare of the Hatebound's red.
That's what I thought. Call of the Netherworld.
That is totally what it is. Correct.
Let's just find the next obscurest card.
Flare of the Hatebound, not too obscure if you're used to playing EDH, as that card got some love recently with some of the printings in Conspiracy.
Not.
That card is pretty darn good. And Justin here looking for an attack. Only has 3 zombies against all of Craig's blockers.
Yep, Craig gonna have to chump block with something here. But after that, in a somewhat decent situation.
I don't know if I'm Justin. I still attack because next turn we get another shadow.
Sure. Yeah, you have to attack.
Yep.
All right, Craig. who you gonna block with? Imagine you gotta block with Delver and Goyf. Because Deathrite Shaman is just too valuable.
Mm-hmm. I think the best eat for Craig here, if he does, is probably
Nether Shadow?
the Nether Shadow for sure. So if Justin has... How many? He plays 4 Ichrid, so if he manages to get another Ichrid here...
Ichrid would be good.
You gotta eat that Nether Shadow, Craig.
Wall Therapy... What other... Well... Yeah, you gotta eat Nether Shadow. You gotta take the things that could make more zombies. Narcomoebas are fine.
Yep.
Cabal Therapy... Narcomoeba's great.
So he's gonna go down to 1. Have his Deathrite and Goyf still there.
Yep, so the bridge goes away now, so now he needs to find another bridge also. Craig finds another Delver. So things
blocks are
slowly slipping away from Justin here.
Yeah. It's gotta suck to have all that permission in your hand. Your opponent just doesn't, like... I mean, I guess he kind of cares because he can't dread return.
I mean, yeah,
but
he can't dread return.
He still does not care the fact that he's put you at 1 2 turns in a row.
Yeah, and like, you still have active Deathrite Shaman, so...
Deathrite gonna get live here.
Gonna get frisky.
And I assume this is where you take away one of the larger threats, or he can target the troll, which is also fine, I guess.
He's got a million dredgers, though.
That's the problem.
He's gonna start hitting some busted things, like...
This is Phantasmagoria now dropping the troll back in.
He's gonna start hitting busted things, like multiple bridges, and then...
Right.
Yeah.
He only has 3 Narcomoebas. I don't believe 1's gone. This will be a dredge for 6, so he has the opportunity to get another Narcomoeba.
So there's a bridge, there's... Another
shadow, another bridge. Sure. The flare. Yeah. He still needs a way to bring back a creature, though.
Yep.
I think he should... Does he... How many Narcos does he play? He plays 4 Narcomoebas.
Yeah.
Okay, so is one of them in the exile pile or not? I don't think he exiled one, but he might have.
I don't think so. But things are starting to get tenuous here for Justin.
I mean, it's definitely stressful. Man, Flare the Hatebound is a ridiculous card in this deck.
What did Craig draw for the turn? It wasn't a spell. It was... Oh my god, killing me.
Can't see it.
Kind of looks like a black card?
No. Is it?
No.
What would he
Could
have?
be a Jace. No, Deathrite Shaman. Oh,
No.
Second Deathrite Shaman is really brutal.
That's no good.
Yeah, it's very brutal. Justin really needs to hit a Narcomoeba and like a way to sack said Narcomoeba.
Well, he's got a Cabal Therapy in the yard.
Does he?
I believe he does.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Right there. Second row.
Yep.
Right in the middle.
Alright, here we go.
So that'll be a drag.
Really need to hit an Narcomoeba right here. Or an Ichrid. I guess Ichrid is not...
Oh,
there it is.
And an Ichrid. Oh, jeez.
Alright, now we're doing it.
Oh, man, that's a lot of zombies.
So Craig's going to be able to gain a lot of life.
I mean, you can gain 4.
Yeah. Alright, sack.
Cabal
Flashback
Therapy. Targeting you.
Craig, I imagine, going to daze it.
He's going to get 2 zombies, right?
He gets 2 zombies, correct. Craig going to daze it.
Look at Justin being the very nice dredge player and laying his board out and giving his opponent
out.
Yeah, giving his opponent access.
It's
to the
so much
cards
harder for you though in this deck. Like, could you play this deck if it was just in a pile?
I couldn't.
Yeah.
Manaless dredge. I don't think I can play anyways. This deck is like. I'll tell you honestly. I thought this deck. I thought the match was going to be really in favor of Craig in the 4-color Delver deck, but Justin has proven me wrong. And I always thought Manaless dredge was kind of a joke compared to its LED counterpart, just because the mana version plays so many more powerful cards like Breakthrough and Lion's Eye Diamond. Like, these are insane cards in a dredge deck. But this has actually been a pretty good showing here from Justin.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Does Justin attack with his 2 guys here to like get rid of it? I don't think so. Get rid of a Delver. You're not going to get any damage in. Yeah, I just think this is just slipping away from Justin.
Yeah. Is that going to transform?
No, I don't think so. Looks like it was a bolt, maybe? No, I don't know what that is.
Tap for green.
Yep,
Eat
exile.
your Ygritte. So Craig at least on the right plan.
Yeah,
here.
he knows how to battle against the Dredge deck. This ain't his first rodeo.
Oh, it's a Sylvan library. Oh, that seems bad now.
It all seems bad for Justin. He just doesn't have any ways to get stuff back anymore.
Right.
Like, there's no way to get actual creatures back, I don't think. And he has to fight through 2 spells? Two counter spells?
2 counter spells.
Yeah.
I guess his best bet is to try and do something to eat that last daze, leave Craig with a Force of Will, and not the mana to cast it.
Sure.
And that's really, I think, your only
yeah.
your only real chance of kind of getting
If you could get a Gristlebrand into play.
Yeah, oh, you're fine.
But what are the ways that Justin can cast 2 spells in a turn? If he mills another Cabal Therapy, I guess?
That's a way, sure.
I imagine he's out of Cabal Therapies, too.
1, 2, 3.
There's a millionth
4,
bridge.
5, 6. So there's your Shambling Shell. This is a card to the left of the Street Wraith. Yeah, you might be right. This might just be.
I just don't think he has any things
to 7. Is that right?
Yeah, he's exiled a couple of times. All right, so battle. Block. Take 4. No more bridges now.
Are we? Yep. Craig down to 3
again, but he has a Deathblade Shaman. Guess he has to fetch to be able to use green mana. Yeah, Justin's just going to go for it, maybe. Yeah, he's going to try to cast a Dread Return. Dread Return.
What do you target? Chancellor? That seems fine.
No, I target Gristlebrand. How do you lose if you reanimate a Gristlebrand? Daze. Yeah.
It's going to get dazed. So
gonna
Craig's going to pick up game 1 after it
was a long game 1, but Craig knew what he had to do. Had to get rid of the creatures that can continuously come back and give Justin some advantage.
I mean, Craig, one of the guys that I played with when I played Dredge here at Nerd Rage Gaming when we originally held our weekly Legacy events. So he's no stranger really to how the deck operates.
Nope. All right.
What do we got for sideboards, man?
Let's go over the typical one.
I'll
do the typical one. You can do the Dredge one.
Okay.
So Craig has a Wasteland. Yeah, that's not very good here. He has a Flusterstorm, a Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize, I think, is great. If you can have the Thoughtseize in your hand on turn 1,
sure,
it's pretty good.
It is very good.
Yeah. Thoughtseize, so they can't discard Thoughtseize one of their pieces that doesn't really matter.
Yep.
Then it takes them an extra turn to try to get Phantasmagorium back into the graveyard. Surgical Extraction, also pretty good. Forked Bolt, Pyroblast, Ancient Grudge, Golgari Charm, No Rod, Dismember, and a V-Click. So I think, like I said, Thoughtseize, Surgical Extraction. But yeah, those seem like the best cards. I don't think Fork Bolt or Ancient Grudge or Golgari Charm or any of those cards are
doing any better.
No.
All right. Are you ready for?
I'm ready for
the Manaless Dredge sideboard
too. But no, I don't think Flusterstorm. Flusterstorm maybe is all right. It's a counter spell.
2 Chancellor of the Annex.
Yep, sure. Don't even know what that card does. Keep going.
2 Surgical Extractions.
Yep.
2 Fairy Macabre.
Okay.
3 Ashen Riders.
Yeah.
4 Mindbreak Traps.
Okay.
1 Elvish Norn.
Okay.
And 1 Call to the Netherworld.
Yeah, I'm not bringing any of those cards in. Mostly because I don't know what they do.
I actually think I'm okay if I get a good start here. If I get like the best start possible.
All right.
Whatever. If I somehow hit like Narcomoebas, get enough zombies to reanimate Chancellor of the Annex, I reanimate that. So maybe I'm bringing an additional Chancellor in.
How big is that card?
Well, let's take a look, and we can discuss Chancellor of the Annex.
This is
So Chancellor of the Annex is a 5/6 flyer that says whenever an opponent casts a spell, you counter it unless that player pays 1.
This card seems very good in this matchup. It's a 5/6 flyer, that's why.
I think it's good because
I wouldn't say very good, but it's good. It's a decent reanimation target.
you can also reveal the card from your opening hand. If you do, when each opponent casts his or her first spell of the game, you counter that spell unless they pay 1. So if Justin has it in his opening hand, he reveals it, shows Craig, and then whatever Craig tries to cast first just is immediately countered.
That seems alright.
Seems pretty strong.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a Gitaxian probe, land Gitaxian. Well, no. Well, yes, land Gitaxian probe. But still, regardless, it's a 5/6 flyer that really stresses the Delver mana base. So I think I'm probably I like it. Is it
better than Flayer of the Hatebound or Gristlebrand?
It's better than Grizzlebrand to me.
Yeah.
Only because, like I said, it stresses the way that the Delver player has to play. Also, how's the Delver player going to remove a 5/6 flying creature?
They're not. They're not going to remove a 7/7 flyer.
Exactly. I just think that the addition of making sure that we have onboard counter magic for all of their spells is very good. Grizzlebrand is good because it obviously lets us just explode with Dredge, right?
If anything gets Dredge returned in this matchup, the game is over.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah. That's essentially
if
how
Dredge return resolves,
the game is
over.
That is 100% how this match goes.
Unless it's some weird situation where like somebody's at 3 life and then they just get bolted.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
I mean, Flayer of the Hatebound, if we want to look at that card again.
That probably doesn't end it in all cases. Like, in most cases, if bringing it back, the game is over.
So Flayer of the Hatebound, a 4/2, costs 6 mana normally, has Undying, so if it dies, it comes back to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. But it says, whenever Flayer of the Hatebound or another creature enters the battlefield from your graveyard, that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player.
Right, so if they Dread return it back, it's not game over.
If they Dread return it back, it does 4. This allows them to then sacrifice it to Cabal Therapy.
Sure.
Bring it back again to deal them 5. That's 9 damage. We have our opponent at 11, and now we have a 5/3.
Yeah, and
the card is
it's good, but I don't think it's game over.
No, it's beatable. Yes, the card is definitely beatable. The problem is it requires 2 removal spells for your opponent.
Gristlebrand and the other flyer are not beatable. All right, so Craig, he's got it again. Turn 1 Death Ray.
We had no Chancellor? Man, I feel like that's the dream.
That is the dream.
The dream is, like, draw my hand, sail beyond the draw, show you Chancellor of the Annex, and then just kind of go about my business.
Yep. It's the dream, man. There's also Contagion. I saw somebody was playing that card.
Oh, Contagion's an interesting card. The kind of black Forcible card?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. From Alliances. It's got a cat on it.
So no Phantasmagorium for Justin.
Seems odd.
I mean, you can't mulligan with this deck. You mulligan on the draw, and you just... you
can't. You're correct.
I'm sure there are weird situations where you have to mulligan, but those are, like...
few and far in between.
Real weird. And this Deathrite Shaman is just going to pick apart all these treasures until Justin can find a Phantasmagorium.
Yeah.
There's a Ponder. Manaless Dredge. Get out of here, Manaless.
I got like a weird bump on my foot, man.
Dude, you're fine.
You should take a look at that. I don't know what's going on down there. It's like a knob on my bone. So what did we cast with?
On my bone.
What's up?
I got a knob on my bone. Oh, look at that. Another guy to exile.
No, we got to stop doing that. Yeah, Justin, we can't keep feeding him cards to exile,
I mean, he has to discard.
He does.
So...
I just don't think...
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the best.
Turn 1 Deathrite Shaman. So what you're saying is Manaless Dredge has a difficult time beating turn 1 card that a bunch of people play.
Which is why I thought the 2 Chancellors from the sideboard are fairly good.
Very, very, very good here. This game would be very different if Justin had a Chancellor in his opening hand.
This Manaless Dredge deck kind of reminds me of the Oops All Spells deck.
Yes, it even plays Balustrade Spy, just like the Oops All Spells deck.
Yeah. Good old Balustrade Spy.
Yep. Gate Crash All-Star.
Yeah, it was.
No. I think the card that's seen the most eternal play
from Gate Crash
is
Balustrade
Spy.
Probably.
Or the other one.
What's the other one?
The other one. There's Battle Street Spy, and then there's the other guy.
Oh, the Whisper guy? Under the guy that's
Yeah.
doing that on the corner of the street? Yeah, I can't remember what his name. Undersea Informant.
Yeah. Those two. And
Is that what we remember from Gate Crash?
is that a Phantasmagorium? There we go. Found it. Did it. We're doing it. We're going to get to play Magic. At least some kind of weird form of Magic.
There's a lot of quotes there.
Alright, exile. Okay, that's
wait,
not a Phantasmagorium
what?
then.
What just happened?
What is that card?
I don't know. I don't understand why our...
Oh, that could be a call to the Netherworld? I don't know. Who
no.
knows? These cards all don't make sense to me, so... That's a card that got exiled. It's cool, guys.
Jeez.
There's a brainstorm.
I feel like we're watching Tommy Thompson at Game 2 all over again.
Yeah, this is what it feels like. Is that a Jace Vryn's Prodigy in Craig's hand?
Yeah,
Oh,
he sided in one into his deck.
Yeah, he has one in. Looks like he's going to cast it.
And he was really excited to use this card, man. He said this was going to be the bee's knees in this deck.
The bee's knees.
And I gotta imagine it's pretty good. Actually, doesn't Jace's Vryn's product, doesn't his ultimate give your opponent an emblem that says whenever they cast a spell, or whatever, no, I'm sorry, it gives you an emblem that says whenever they cast a spell, they mill the top 5 cards of their library.
Justin would love that right now. He'd be like, "Oh baby, I hope he ultimates this Jace."
There's some sick world in my head where where Craig pluses the Jace Vryn's Prodigy all the way up and then uses the ultimate expecting to win.
I win the game. Cast this spell. Uh-oh.
I can't imagine how funny that would be. Oh, jeez.
I can't imagine it's going to happen.
He chose to dig through time instead of cast the Prodigy.
That seems correct. He has another Deathrite Shaman.
I think
the
game's
only way
pretty much
Justin
locked up.
wins this game is if Craig draws extra cards, which isn't even a game loss anymore.
If Craig somehow loses these Deathrite Shamans to a Maelstrom Pulse from his side of the field.
Yeah. I have no idea. There's 3 Deathrite Shamans.
Alright, so if I'm Justin, I scoop right
Justin,
now.
I have to go to the bathroom. I have to pee really bad, so if we could just scoop them up here. I think this one's about in the bank.
That's a Delver. That's a Delver again, too. So now we're looking at 6 power potentially in the air. These Deathrite Shamans are mad. They're going to start exiling everything.
I guess Phantasmagorium would be okay.
No, because all the Delvers would still eat stuff.
Well, yeah, all the Deathrite Shamans are still going to eat stuff, but if we dump 6 Dredgers into the yard...
that's true.
Yeah, no, it's not a Phantasmagorium, that's for sure.
So he's really waiting for just that card,
That is pretty much the engine.
Wow.
Without it, this deck kind of stinks.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, there they go. Well, there goes...
There's another Shadow. He's not going to come back.
He's not, no.
Boy, you know what would be great right now? Lion's Eye Diamond and a Breakthrough.
Yeah.
And the Delvers are loud now.
And we're dead in 3 turns. And
this is 6.
12.
Oh man. This is kind of a beating to watch. There's Jace Vryn's Prodigy.
I really wish there was some random card you could cast for free that did 2 damage to every creature on the board.
God, that would be sweet, wouldn't it?
It couldn't be countered.
Yeah.
Get blown out.
That would be great. So now these Deathrites just imposing their will upon.
Oh
Justin
baby,
Church's
it's a bridge
sideboard.
from below. You can't get rid of that one.
No, you cannot. But
let's see. If Craig has, he doesn't have the mana. Oh, surgical. Just surgical as bridges.
Stop.
Do it.
No.
Do it. Oh, just the rubbins.
Come on.
That is what we call the rubbins.
That's not.
Yeah, let's see your hand, dude.
Grizzlebrain.
Look, he even
Flayer.
does have the wrong art of bridges. I'm telling you guys. She's got yeah, she's just...
Yeah, that's it. Scoop DeVille.
I've seen enough.
That's the bee's knees there. Craig Anderson's going to pick this match. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
this
matchup
matchup.
2-0.
2-0,
Gonna move to
baby.
3-1. Probably able to draw